Isa, I'll go back kasi while you were only became politically aware sometime in 78.
Oo.
But apparently, I learned from Facebook and other literature that your lolo pala was a famous justice of the Supreme Court and governor and
Yes. And senator.
senator. Can you describe his name and mention his name and ano?
That was Lolo Jose. We call him Lolo Peping or Lolo Juez kasi nga nag-serve siya eventually as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. And before that, he served as governor of Capiz and Aklan kasi mag-iisang probinsya lang yon noon. And that for a time, nag-serve din siya bilang senator of what was called the 7th Senatorial District of Capiz, Iloilo, and Romblon. So nakakatuwa, nag-serve siya sa 3 branches of government.
Wow. Very rare yun, ha?
Oo nga. Tapos naging delegate din sa Constitutional Commission before the 1971 Constitutional Commission. Siyempre, earlier than that. And then eventually nga, Associate Justice.
Alam mo,
Siya yung nag-top notch sa bar.
yun!
Yes, siya yun.
Hindi
Na-discover
pala si
ng isang
Justice
Yung
attorney
99%
Aitona.
something.
99 point something percent.
Parang inconceivable yun. Yung discover yun.
Nakakatuwa.
Ngayon ko lang
Oo.
nalaman yun because for the longest time, ang tingin natin ng highest bar top notcher was si Justice
Regalado,
Regalado.
yeah.
of
Oo
San Beda.
naman. Oo, 96 point something percent. Unprecedented din. Si Lolo Jose took the bar panahon na the bar was still given in Spanish. And sabi nila, ang mga batas natin at that time, medyo based pa sa Spanish law. But still,
We're
yung
still
kanyang
governed by the
rate,
civil code, diba?
grade was
Influence ng civil
oo,
code.
All our
99
system.
plus percent.
Yung
Ayun.
ating revised
Penal
penal
code,
code,
diba?
is still largely
On revised
based on the
penal.
Spanish penal code.
Código
Oo,
Penal,
Kodigo
Yeah.
Penal.
So,
Pero ba't di ka na-inspire na mag-lawyer kung gano'n, Grace?
Yeah, alam mo, that's one of my regrets in life. Kasi ngayon, work in legislation. I have wonderful lawyers who work with me right in the office. Honestly, Barry and Edwin, paminsan-minsan naisip ko, shucks, sayang hindi ako nag-aral bilang abogado. I guess I grew up in a time na, sorry medyo lyric kami sa... sorry. Kasi martial law baby
Yeah,
ako So,
I can
diba,
understand.
medyo ang legal na talagang pinaprize ko yung sinabi ni Ka Pepe Joke na meta-legal struggle, di ba? Pero yun, now, it's one of my regrets in life, I have to admit.
but then you've gone far beyond being just a desire to be a lawyer. No, you're now a senator,
I have
like
great-
your lolo. So
Yeah, happy.
It's a feat on your and you're especially right now na iilan lang mga babaeng senador, no? O marami
Pito.
na rin. Pito?
Pito sa kasalukuyang kongreso. We were a little more in the previous Congress. We were 8, 1/3 of the Senate.
Yeah.
At saka hindi lang ang lolo niya ang magaling batikang lawyer, politiko at saka justice. Ang kanyang uncle ay isang magaling na composer, di ba?
Yes,
At saka
ito,
Jesuita.
Father Eddie Ontiveros.
Ano yung mga kanta niya? Mga famous ang kanta, mga kanta na
Grabe.
uncle niya. Kinakanta natin na hindi natin alam.
Oo,
Ano mga kanta niya, Elisa?
Pananagutan,
Ayun.
Jesus na aking
Walang
kapatid.
sinuman.
Talaga,
Ano
yung
yan?
pananagutan,
Alam ni
uncle
Edwin.
mo ang gumawa nung ano.
Pananagutan,
Wow.
kay Tito Eddie yun. Yung he put the whole misa to music in the vernacular. Kahit Ilonggo siya, he composed widely in Filipino, in Tagalog. So, nakakatuwa talaga.
So, dun side mo nakuha yung musical talent at yung love for music.
Yung love for music. Ang mga Ontiveros reunion, panay kantahan, tugtugan ng gitara,
Except si Pia.
kung ano-ano pa. Lagot ka. Pero si Pia magaling sumayaw.
Ayan, tama yun.
Oh.
So, after Saints Co and Nuclear Free Philippines,
Oo.
you went to college, Naku,
Oo.
ito
Oo.
Ito ka-schoolmate. Hindi pa. Hindi pa.
Hindi pa. Nag-apply ako for scholarship sa Ateneo. And
Okay.
salamat na lang sa kanila kay Father Bill Kreutz, Director ng Office of Student Assistance noon. Na-admit ako doon.
So, you were in Ateneo on scholarship?
Oo, financial scholar ako doon.
Kasi ang
Yeah,
tingin sa'yo,
so,
sorry Risa,
sana.
ang tingin sa'yo,
Yeah.
ay elitista ka, born with a silver spoon.
Oh.
Kaya feeling nila na hindi ka nakaka-relate sa taong bayan, sa masa. Hindi pala, so naging scholar ka pala.
Naging scholar ako kasi hindi namin afford na doon ako mag-aral. 6 kami magkakapatid, panganay ako. And ang dami namin karanasan about being, a middle class family during those times ng economic crisis. As in, naranasan ko na umutang sa mga kasama ko sa student council for pandagdag sa allowance namin magkakapatid. Kami noon, carpool, but there were months na hindi kami maka-contribute sa carpool. So, thank God, dun kami natutong mag-public transpo from Parañaque papuntang Quezon
What?
City.
Parañaque ka pa?
to go to school. Merville kids kami noon. Doon kami lumaki.
Ang layo.
Uy,
Malayo. Malayo.
Pareho pala tayo. Kasi ako college, ganun
Oh.
din. Sa Parañaque ako
Oh, yun.
nanggagaling hanggang Diliman.
Diba?
Yeah.
Commute. That was a
Commuting.
long commute din. Marami kang lilipatang public vehicles. And
Yeah.
in those years, we actually lost our house kasi sina daddy had to take out a loan from SSS. Eventually, hindi na nabayaran. So, narimata siya. Kaya hanggang ngayon, kami ni Napia, mga kapatid namin, wala lang, pangarap namin na, kasi alam namin sino nakabili eh. So, pangarap namin.
Mabawi.
Sana, di mabawi namin.
You will buy it back.
Diba,
Hindi na.
pangarap lang naman.
Hindi
libreng
bebenta
pangarap.
sa inyo na ganyan lang. May value na yan eh. Sobra. May market value na. Lampas-lampas. Diyan ka nakatira eh.
May parang
May heritage yan.
may ganun eh.
I didn't know that,
Ganon.
Risa.
Yeah.
Hindi namin alam
Oh,
na
gosh.
dumaan ka rin pala sa...
Ang dami naming pinagdaanan.
And that's why
Grabe.
nakaka-relate ka ngayon sa hirap ng mga ating
Oh,
taong
yeah.
bayan.
Yeah, kasi yung mga economic hardships natin, ang tagal na actually. Siyempre, yung mga mahirap nating kababayan, ang pinaka nagsasuffer. Pero hirap din and very vulnerable. Kahit yung middle class.
Yeah.
I know, kasi middle class girl ako. So, tuwing may economic uncertainty, halos 100%, the 99% of Filipinos, talagang insecure tayo and natatakot tayo, right?
Tama.
What did you study in Ateneo?
Gusto ko sana mag-history. Pero weirdly, at that time, walang AB history. So, ang ginawa ko, kumuha ako ng AB Social Sciences and then I took as many history electives as I could. Yeah. Another alternative ko noon was philo, pero sabi nung isang mentor ko, ay nako, masyado ka ng dreamy. Kailangan mo mas mag-ground. So tama, social sciences. And may philo din naman, no, sa mga parang general education doon.
Pero Risa, yung tumatak sa akin, yung pagka-repertory Philippines mo. So,
Yes.
short lang yung stint mo sa repertory Philippines?
Very short. Isang production lang.
Oh.
Yung Sound of Music. Oo, where I played Luisa, the third Von Trapp child. Yung pinakapilya. Yung naglalagay ng palaka sa kama nung yaya nila, si Maria. Pero I was preparing to audition sana for South Pacific after that. Wala, naudlot na kasi na-hijack na ako ng buhay aktivista.
Parang, she made the mark kasi akala ko ang tagal na niya sa repertory Philippines.
I
Parang
wish.
isa lang.
I wish. Pero meron din akong isa pang karanasan high school sa LaSalle Green Hills, yung Q. Sa LaSalle Green Hills. And I joined the production of Greece, Manila, 1950s.
Wow.
Ako si Sandy. And my
Wow.
Danny Zuko was Randy Santiago.
Wow!
Oo.
Kilala mo ng mga tao si Randy Santiago?
Diba?
O nga pala.
Alternates kami kina Rosana Henares and Mike Del Rosario. And the star of our cast was the very young Gary Valenciano.
Wow!
Oo.
So, in another life, you would have been a movie star.
Well,
star,
maybe not a
singer.
star.
A star of
but
stage
I
and
would have been
screen.
A mainstay in theater. And yun ang very clear yung plano ko. Kitang-kita ko yung buhay ko after politics. Mag-audition ako ulit sa PETA.
Parang gusto ko mapanood dyan.
Please come and watch, Nox.
Pwede naman ngayon, kahit ngayon, pwede ka naman pag off ulang session, mag-ano ka?
I wish, pero gaya ng politika, and it was first said of theater is a jealous mistress.
Oh.
Pwede mo lang gawin ng isa o isa kasi full-time talaga. Ide-demand yung buong pagkatao mo.
Okay. So, okay, from high school to college, diba, you had theater, you had,
Yes.
peace advocacy. How did you get into politics?
Medyo, nagsimula na nga rin yun bilang student activist all throughout high school to college. And then, honestly, taking Soksay, akala ko, naghahanda ako for a career in research, writing, and teaching.
Okay.
Kaya lang nga, aktivista pa rin ako nung college. And nagpatuloy yun when I graduated and started to work full-time. Naging community organizer ako sa Punta, Halahala, Rizal. Tapos maraming taon nga sa peace movement.
Yeah.
So, work on the ground
Wow.
sa mga komunidad. Oo, na naiipit sa armed conflict. Ang dami pa ring social issues na kinakaharap at doon na nga nagmumula yung armed conflict sa kanila. And then, during those years, ayan na. Dahil social democrat ako mula college, naging bahagi ako nung effort magbuo ng isang bagong at ibang klaseng at totoong political party which eventually became Akbayan
Yeah.
Party. Yun.
Alam mo, may kilala akong isang community organizer na naging presidente.
Si Barry?
Si Barry
Obama.
Si Barack Obama. So,
Wow!
pagkahudyat yan, ano?
Ang galing ng path niya. Very inspiring sa ating mga
pero
aktivista.
ano ang benefit of being a community organizer? Kasi that's the same background ni Barack Obama. He really...
Happy.
Well,
Oo
how
nga.
did you... What's it like being a community organizer?
Well, and it's so helpful to me until now as a legislator. Kasi pag organizer ka, talagang ang naturalesa mo ay organizing, educating, mobilizing. Ganun at ganun din, essential elements ng pakikipagkapwa sa mga tao as a legislator. Kasi it's been my experience, most if not all of the bills I've worked on, yung mga investigations on resolutions, yung mga budget interventions, kahit ang approach ko sa, the rare and very important moments of an impeachment process, nasa ganun pa rin yung isip ko. Paano itong mga legislative tasks will bring people together in an organized way para ilaban at ipanalo yung mga interest nila. Hindi lang in the big moments, say like elections, but araw-araw. Kasi araw-araw humaharap sa problema ang tao. O kaya, paano itong investigasyon sa resolusyong ito will be a public education moment for people, di ba? Or paano itong budget debates tulad nung sinubukan namin gawin last year na mas open, transparent, and accountable na process, mas hindi pa rin perfect, pero improve na budget in terms of responsiveness sa issues ng tao. Paano naman ito mag-mobilize sa mga tao to demand? Ano yung deserve nila? Ano yung entitled sila? Dahil taxpayers sila. So, hindi ibang mundo sa pagiging community organizer.
Lisa, tanong ko lang kung yung pagka-community organizer mo ba, yun ang naghubog nung iyong tapang, you're not afraid of confronting big organizations, yung mga malalaking tao. Diyan pa nag-umpisa sa pagka-community organizer mo?
Definitely. Parang nanuot na yan sa DNA ko Edwin, na, as an organizer, you're a lot more exposed to dangers than, say, a legislator. Pero, ang isang nabubuong ugali sa organizer, kahit may mga moments na matatakot ka, kasi talaga namang minsan nakakatakot, huwag ka lang maduduwag. Tuloy mo lang. And then, you're working with people. You're not working alone. So,
wait, sandali. May tanong ako.
masasayang.
Minsan matapang ka, pero sa loob-loob mo, may kaba ka rin.
Oo. Siyempre naman. Kasi minsan nakakatakot din talaga. But I share this also with younger colleagues. Halimbawa sa Akbayan Youth na okay lang matakot kasi minsan nakakatakot talaga. Wag lang tayong maduduwag.
Sa mga senador, ilan sa inyo ang merong karanasan bilang isang community organizer?
Well, I'm not sure I don't remember na kung naging community organizer, pero alam ko naging student activist din si Senator Kiko. Sa iba sa majority, hindi ko alam kung sino pa ang naging organizer sa community, pero parang kami lang ang naging student activists. Sa minority, parang wala. So, kaunti pa lang sa Senado. Maybe there's more in the House,
Kaya
for sure.
pala-
Sina Chel, si Laila.
Kaya pala, ang tingin ng tao sa'yo, di ba parang there are competing interests, di ba? There's business
Oo.
interests, you're always on the side of the people. And maybe that shape your idea na I'm protecting the small ones, and kaya
Yes.
yan ang priority ko.
Yun ang priority ko. I try to approach every issue. So anong karanasan dito ng informal settler? Anong karanasan dito ng magsasaka or ibang rural sector? Anong karanasan dito? Syempre, ng kababaihan kasi babae ako. And then I try to take it bigger for myself, tapos dun sa mga partner naming basic sectors. Kasi we're talking about the whole of our society eh. So, paano mag-get together to an acceptable degree through consensus, through negotiation and compromise dun sa ibang stakeholders. Kasi wala, yun ang nire-require sa araw-araw sa ating buong bansa.
Na actually, yun yung logical na pupuntahan given yung naging first experience mo as a legislator, as akbayan
Yes.
representative, di ba?
Correct,
Kasi
sa
pareho
House.
tayong pumasok sa posisyon na yon, and really,
Oo,
di ba?
oo.
Talagang consultation dun sa mga sektor na represent, yung pagbubuo ng mga policies in discussion and in
Yes.
conjunction with yung mga taong directly ma-affect.
So,
Ganun talaga yung
Oo.
idea eh.
Consensus building
Oo.
talaga ang ano nyo? Ang
Oo. Oo, 'di ba sa community organizing sinasabi, begin where the people are.
Exactly.
In a way, ganun din ang legislation. Yan, kami ni na Barry sa House, hanggang ngayon dito sa Senate, na you have to find a way to work kahit to varying degrees with the ones directly affected.
Tama.
And then, the others na may say din sa final outcome.
So, kailan kayo pumasok ng akbayan? Kayong dalawa sino na una?
Si Risa.
Ako, founding member ako,
Founding
1998.
member.
Pumasok ako sa akbayan, kagagaling ko lang sa aking LLM from NYU.
Yeah. Wow.
At ang una kong
Yeah.
trabaho ay lawyer
Prized
ni
member.
newly elected Representative Risa Ontiveros.
May-
2004.
Price new recruit si Attorney Barry.
Nagka-issue ba kaagad si Risa?
Hindi, wala naman.
Defender ko kaagad si Barry sa korte.
Kasi 2004, nung una, started out fairly typical. Pero 2005 kasi, nag-Hello Garci na. Ayan na. So, sunod-sunod na mga street
grabe.
protest. Yan. Si Risa
Yes.
na-aresto.
Yan, state of emergency noon eh, di ba? Grabe.
Ano nangyari? Ba't siya na-aresto?
Merong Women's Day rally sa may Welcome Rotonda.
Okay.
Yes.
And at that time, meron ng calibrated
State of
preemptive
emergency.
response.
Yun,
Oo,
CPR.
CPR.
Ang weird,
Ni GMA. Despite
Oo.
being a member of Congress, binuhat ng mga pulis. Sinakay sa
Hindi ginala.
mobile, dinala sa Camp Karingal.
Grabe.
Di ba,
What
as a
an
member of
experience.
Bawal dapat. So nag-file kami ng kaso.
Oo.
Ang excuse ng pulis, hindi daw siya inaresto. Tinake daw siya into protective custody for her own
Yeah,
safety.
right. Yeah, right.
Against
Against
kabayan
my will.
na-
Yeah.
Ano,
My
akbayan. Grabe naman.
Oo,
Protective
grabe.
custody.
Tsaka mga babaeng
Tutulong
nag-arally
ako
to
nun.
Women's Day,
Yeah,
March
Women's Day. Grabe.
So si Risa had to be protected from yung mga kababaihan.
Hello,
Nakasama
diba?
niya.
At saka yung mga labor na nandun.
Ay,
Hello.
Ano, kung pwede, and with your permission,
Of course.
alam ko yung political, medyo papunta tayo sa politika, pero wag muna tayo pumunta ng politika.
Talaga.
Pag-usapan muna natin yung kanyang love life. Hi, this is Barry Gutierrez.
Oh my gosh.
Hindi ko alam
Oh my
na
God.
may ganyan ka palang hot Ian. Brother love.
Oh, wow.
Hindi, pero Risa, siyempre, nandito na rin, we'll take advantage of your presence.
Ano ba ito?
Pwede bang
Barry
ano?
and Edwin Badida. Sige.
Kamusta paano mo nakilala iyong husband?
Oh, wow. Ano 'yon, ang ugali kasi or ang gawi ng mga PMA cadets noon, ewan ko kung hanggang ngayon, pero I'm sure lalo na noon kasi they were all guys in the academy.
Okay.
Okay.
Nangongolekta sila. Actually, inuutusan nila yung mga underclass cadets nila, mangolekta ng mga yearbook ng mga girls, high schools.
Wow.
Tapos tinitingnan nila yung mga pages, saka yung mga back of the book, tinitingnan nila yung photos, at saka yung mga, yung mga extracurricular activities. Sinusulatan nila. Snail mail pa noon eh. Wala pang email noon. This was mid to late 1980s.
So as in handwritten letters to?
That was what was so wonderful about it,
Okay.
Barry, and what caught my attention. Kasi usually, pag may sumusulat sa akin, I was what? Junior in college then? Oh no, sophomore. Pag may sumusulat sa akin noon na hindi ko kilala, naiinis ako. But this letter was 6 or 7 pages, front and back, handwritten. Ang daming kwento, ang daming tanong, may mga doodles pa. Sabi ko, grabe, I have to thank this guy for the effort. Tapos nawala ko yung sulat niya for 11 months. Nahanap ko na lang ulit nung inaayos ko yung drawers ko sa bahay. So I said, okay, gosh, I still have to send a thank you note to this person. So pinadalan ko siya ng thank you note. By that time, nalimutan na niya kung sino ako. Kala niya, dinedma ko yung sulat niya. But siguro he liked my thank you note. So, sumulat siya. Asking me na about yung what caught his attention at the back of the yearbook na yung aking mga nuclear disarmament group, mga social reorientation program, na challenge daw siya. So, nagsulatan muna kami. We were pen pals. And we became best of friends bago kami nagligawan.
Ano pangalan niya, Risa? Hindi namin.
Frank Barakel.
Frank Barakel.
Yes.
So how long did it take bago kayo nag-meet in person?
Nako, many months din. As in, maybe a year later. Kasi, editor-in-chief siya ng The Core, yung magazine nila sa
Okay.
Academy. At saka siya si Uncle Bobo, which is the beloved, parang cartoon character dun sa The Core na representing the every cadet.
Okay.
So, cadets would write him letters to the editor asking for advice about academics, syempre about love life, then mag-a-advise siya. So, one day, nasa printing press siya dito sa Manila.
Okay.
So tumawag siya, landline pa tayo noon, tumawag siya sa bahay namin doon, sa Merville, sa Parañaque. At pwede ba daw siyang bumisita. So pumayag naman ako and he arrived and first time we saw each other face to face. So mula noon, parang naliligaw na siya. Ay nako, ang nangyari ay EDSA People Power Revolution. He was in Manila, having their magazine printed when the revolution broke out. So, pinatawag silang lahat ng mga kadete ulit back up to Fort del Pilar.
Yeah.
He decided to stay behind with me.
Wow.
So, na-witness niya ang revolution from the eyes of students and student council leaders and student activists. So, from Ateneo, HQ doon, or we called it home base, sumasama siya sa akin. Pabalik-balik sa EDSA. Back and forth to the Ateneo campus and EDSA. So, after that, dun lang ako nagbukas sa nauna niyang imbitasyon to go up for his graduation and be his grad hop. Ang hop sa mga kadete ay date. Kasi noong una siyang nag-imbita, sabi ko, I am not going up there. Bakit? Kasi, commander-in-chief niyo pa rin, si senior. So, it's always our joke now na pasalamat ka or hanggang kinasal na kami at parents na ng aming mga anak, it was always our joke na pasalamat ka kay Cory Aquino. Kung hindi dahil sa kanya at sa people power, hindi ako umakyat sa graduation mo at hindi tayo nagpatuloy at nagkatuluyan.
Nasabi mo
Wow.
ba kay Pinoy?
Ay, nakwento ko sa kanya minsan. And he appreciated a good and funny story, di ba? So, tawa siya ng tawa.
Galing ano ah.
Talaga naman. Parang pwedeng pelikula yun.
Parang
Pero question ko lang, Risa,
Oo.
SOCDEM ka, military
Yes.
siya, tendency, mas conservative siya.
Of course.
Nagko-clash ba yung yung beliefs nyo?
A lot. We had a lot of debates. When we even had Carino brutal nicknames for each other. I used to call him fascist military. And he used to call me radical nitwit. Oo. Pero, I don't know ang nangyari in the years na mag-boyfriend kami, and of course in the years na mag-asawa kami, we found enough common values. First of all, to decide to marry and to have children. Tapos napaka-essential. We couldn't have done without this. Yung mga kaibigan ko, naging kaibigan niya. Yung mga kaibigan niya, naging kaibigan ko. And na-symbolize namin yun simula sa kasal namin. Kasi, di ba pag ikakasal ang isang PMAer, isang officer, nagdo-draw swords sila. So, after the wedding, palabas sa recessional, dadaan kami sa ilalim ng draw swords. So, sabi ng mga kasama ko, wala pa yung Akbayan noon eh. Mga kahanay ko sa Pandayan, one of the blocks that helped form Akbayan. Hindi sila patalo. So, past the row of drawn swords under which we passed, sila naman, nagtaas kamao. Dumaan din kami sa
Okay.
And in the reception, na habang kumakanta sila ng K That Girl, which is their song for the girlfriends or wives of PMAers, at sinasayaw nila ako, ng mga PMAer, sinayaw din ng mga kahanay kong babae, si Frank. So, gano'n.
Okay.
Talaga Love conquers all talaga.
Yeah, it did. In our case, it really did. It was hard, very challenging, but we dedicated ourselves to the task, and it was worth it.
And how many children did you have?
We have 4 children.
4.
Yeah.
So I suppose they're adults na, no?
Malulaki na.
Malaki na.
The 3 older ones are tapos na lahat, nagtatrabaho. One is married, one is engaged, the other one has a girlfriend. And then bunso ko na lang nag-aaral pa.
Ito bago tayo pumasok dun sa mas contemporary, no? How has being so how has being so visible in the public eye affected yung pamilya? Kasi you're not just an ordinary senator. You've been a senator on the forefront ng madaming mga controversial issues. At sa panahon ngayon, wala nang paggalang minsan sa pribadong buhay ng mga public figures with social media and all that. So, anong epekto sa inyo and how have you handled it?
It's been quite difficult, Barry. Lalo na as a mom, a solo mom. May talaga nag-aalala ako. I mean, every parent we worry, diba, about our kids from time to time. We just want them to be safe. They don't necessarily have to be comfortable, pero I feel responsible na they're in a safe space. So dito naman sa trabaho ko, napapansin mo na nga, no? Minsan napaka-hostile, napaka-predatory ng environment, offline and online. And yung mga kids ko, like all young people of their generation, syempre, netizens din sila.
Yeah.
Yung bunso is a digital native. The older ones, tumawid, pero they're much more comfortable in that space even than I am. So, sensitive din sila sa mga trends online, and since they're none of them is an activist, none of them is certainly a politician, ayaw namin mag-dynasty, pero they're like their generation, they're very aware, very opinionated, very engaged sa mga spaces na pinili nila. So sometimes minsan may lag ako, I forget to update them na, kids, there's this development on this issue that we're working on sa Senate. And often their first reaction is, Ma, okay lang ba? Meaning, is it safe or is it dangerous? So, kailangan din namin mag-level off about that as a family.
Yeah.
You mentioned, by the way, Lisa, that you are a solo mom, no? Just to avoid confusion, how did you become a solo mom?
Well, si Frank was a lifetime asthmatic. So nung last assignment niya sa Cordillera Regional Command, tumagal yung decision niya to go up to Baguio General kasi akala niya kaya niyang i-manage itong matagal at matinding asthma attack niya with his usual inhaler and nebulizer. And finally, when he agreed and his housemates were bringing him up to the city, nawalan siya ng malay on the way. And when they arrived at the ER, hindi nila siya ma-revive. So he had a heart attack pala.
When was this, Lisa?
21 years ago, 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, so you've been a solo mom raising your kids on your own for the last 21 years.
Yeah.
Wow, that's plus you're being a senator, plus
And nangyari yan, that was your first term, di ba, sa
It was
Congress.
my... Oo,
Yeah.
tama. First term ko
Naalala ko yun.
sa
Yeah,
House.
yeah.
Oo. Yeah. Yeah.
daming dami palang dinaanan, daming dinaanan
Yeah.
ni Lisa. Akala ko talagang, ito yung walang naging senador na walang karanasan sa buhay, pero ang lalim pala.
Yeah.
Yan yung mga tipong talagang dapat to be a public servant because they know the sentiment of the people plus how it is to go through heartbreak and suffering. Very very revelatory for me.